in that moment, I was like, I want to be a fashion designer, but I just don't know how, and I don't think I can be, because like nobody else around me has done it. I don't know how to start. I don't have the money to. Anyways, I was like, I have to find something that will keep me out of trouble and give me purpose, and fashion did that.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Victoria. You're here with Kicking It with FanDay Nation. We have Michaela with us. Addison's on spring break, lucky. But today our special guest is Fresh Sam. How you doing?
Hey, good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. So Fresh Sam is a designer and entrepreneur and just an inspirational figure in the community. What have you been up to lately that has been inspiring you?
Oh man, every day is inspiring to keep going hard. I just put out a course. On Friday, and it was a course that I wish I had when I was starting my brand at 19 years old. And it's like literally like my guide on like what I wish I would have had, from like legal and contracts to like different design processes and understanding them. When I first wanted to become a fashion designer, I couldn't afford school, so I wanted to be very like mindful of creating something that could help anyone at any level, any age. Even if you have a brand, like this course is very valuable. So that was Friday. So that's very inspiring and exciting.
That's really cool.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about how you started doing fashion design? What got you into it?
Yeah. So, fashion was a part of my life since I could remember. Like, I was just always interested in expressing myself through fashion. Grew up down the street in Thornton.
Yeah.
And so, going to Horizon and going to like these middle schools in the suburbs, it was interesting because I'd never felt comfortable to express myself fully. It was, I didn't like attention. So, wearing loud clothes equated eyes. And I feared that for a long time. But then I started seeing like I could design clothes and I could help and uplift people. And so dropped out of college when I was 19. I was going to college, like long story short, I got into a community college down the street and was just like, let me take a business class to make my parents proud. So I did that. I was like, this is not for me. Started my brand the next day and like just figured it out. Literally went to Google and was like, how do you start a clothing brand?
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about, you said, I read in your bio that said fashion saved your life.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that and how did that happen?
Yeah. So, small town syndrome, I call it. It's like when you grow up in a small town, I don't know, maybe it's all levels and big towns too, but I grew up in a small town and I was around a lot of bad influences. You don't have a lot of things to do, so you get in trouble and like be a stupid kid. And so I was that. And I like am so grateful and happy. Like one of my biggest goals is to make my mom proud, and like that's like what keeps me going.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was in court so many times before the time I was 18, like for stupid things, underage drinking, fighting, anything you could imagine, like just stupid kid stuff. And my mom was always behind me in court, just so disappointed. And there was a turning point at 18 where I talk about this in my course, and it's on my website right now, sharing my story for the first time. Like the first time anyone asked me what I wanted to do with my life was a detective taking my mugshot.
Oh, wow.
And so it's the truth.
Yeah.
So but in that moment I was like, I want to be a fashion designer, but I just don't know how, and I don't think I can be, because like nobody else around me has done it. I don't know how to start. I don't have the money to. Anyways, I was like, I have to find something that will keep me out of trouble and give me purpose, and fashion did that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
See where you are now.
Yeah,
And,
there you go.
That's why I'd like to give back, because fashion did save my life, and I would love to. I don't want, not being able to afford fashion school prevent another kid from that purpose,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are some of the positives to kind of teaching yourself and having that independent spirit, you think, besides following maybe what the fashion industry would tell you have to do it this way?
So I've designed with a bunch of different people, and the ones that have been trained through, colleges or universities, they kind of have this mentality of like there's a one way to do things. And I remember like kind of like not butting heads, but is this graphic designer who was going to a university it was about 10 years ago, but I was like, no, like there's no rules. Like we can go do something crazy. And she was like, no, this is standard. Like we have to do it this way. It was a flyer we were designing together. And I'm just like, so I think that's an interesting take. And then, you know, I learned like I don't make excuses. Like if I'll figure it out. Like that's how I got to this point. It's like you just figure it out. And like we're in the age of technology, so that's a blessing, you know.
YouTube University,
yeah,
for sure.
Gemini now, like
yeah, there's
so
all
much.
kinds of things. I can't even keep up anymore. What doubts did you have when you first started? What obstacles did you have to overcome that now you're helping other people not go through those same things?
All the doubts.
Yeah,
like anything you can imagine, I had that doubt. I had a lot of self-worth issues and a lot of like confident issues because as a child, like just certain things happen and it caused me to have that lack of self-belief and just every obstacle and doubt. But like when, you know, I wasn't doing fashion because it was flashy and cool. I was doing fashion because it like saved my life and like I could be, you know, in a very different position. Like to just give you a very glimpse, like my childhood best friend I grew up with, that was in that position with me at 18, like she took a very different route and she's no longer here with us. So like, I know it wasn't like, it was life or death. And so the doubts didn't really matter. I just had to like get through the real life that I was going through as a 18-year-old. I had a very unique childhood and was faced with things that like, you know, just made life really real. And so like self-doubt was kind of like easy to get, like not easy, but
natural or
yeah, it was just like, okay, like
this is all I can do.
Like I was told, like it's a very complicated story, but when I was 16, I lost my brother, and so like going through that was just like, if I could get through that, I could get through anything, and that like gave me like a really big passion to get through and have that tenacity and like resilience and determination to become something that I could be proud of to then be who I needed.
Yeah. Well, good for you, and I'm sorry about your loss, but you seem to be doing so well, and you really turned your life around, so good for you.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring.
I never saw like Mexican representation, and so I think that's really important, and so I always try to be that too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. It's important to see yourself, for kids to see someone that looks like them. Or
yeah, because it really matters. Like Michael Jordan was always my hero. He didn't look like me, but
no, this is the idea of being inspiring. Yeah,
I just loved his desire for greatness. That was like everything to me.
Yeah,
I was like obsessed.
Yeah, it's 90s kids. Like
Yes.
Did you ever get, I think last time we chatted, you hadn't seen The Last Dance yet. Did you ever get to watch that?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I did. I thought that was good.
It was good, yeah.
I was just looking at Jordan, a good friend of mine, he's met Jordan before and he was just like, don't meet him.
Oh.
It's like never meet your heroes type
Yeah,
of
well,
thing.
in this one in particular, I guess, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
he's
disappointing.
kind of like not warm or like
that's
too bad.
Kind of the words that I was
yeah.
They were like, Shaq's so cool.
Yeah.
Jordan, don't meet him.
Not so much.
Okay, that sucks. But
yeah.
I love, like, being a celebrity is probably really hard. So at that level, can't go anywhere. So but I love who he was, like who he is.
Yeah.
As a human,
for sure.
Maybe not as a celebrity.
Before we move on, let's talk about something every serious athlete needs to pay attention to: your digital footprint. FanDay Nation has just released a powerful new tool to help athletes make sure their social media profiles are fully optimized and recruit ready. Today, coaches aren't just evaluating game film, they're evaluating character, leadership, and maturity online. This resource gives you a step-by-step roadmap to clean up your profiles, highlight your strengths, and avoid common mistakes that can cost opportunities. If playing at the next level is your goal, don't leave your online presence to chance. Go check it out now at fandaynation.com.
But yeah. I know basketball is a sport that's important to you, and we actually ran into each other at NBA All-Stars. So that was fun.
At McDonald's event.
Right?
That was awesome.
Shout out McDonald's. They put on a good event.
Always. They got the best events. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's, I had somebody in my DMs hating on me. I rarely get hate, but like this girl was like, you can't support McDonald's. Like, do you know all the things? And she was like paragraphs. And I was like, girl, I'm just supporting my friend.
Yeah.
I don't even eat McDonald's. I'm just supporting my friend.
Just here.
Yeah.
But what about basketball culture right now is just really inspiring to, I know just there's so much intersection with fashion, and the league is really pushing, NBA and WNBA is pushing so much culturally. What do you see in that?
I love the fashion and NBA and WNBA intersection. I love that we're finally like carrying at the level we're carrying at. The players, you know, are killing it for, some of the players are killing it for these tunnel walks, and I'm loving that. It's like kind of like a fashion show every time they go out, and I love that. I love the collaborations we're seeing too. You know, Kristen is one of my favorite. I can never pronounce her last name, but she's like one of my favorite because she's pushed the cut and sew, like upcycling.
Kristen Juszczyk?
Yes.
Okay.
From the 49ers.
Yes.
Yes.
I know the J-U.
That's probably like the most exciting thing that I'm seeing right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fascinating how she's elevated and pushed the boundaries with that.
Yeah. Like, because the Fear of God collaborations are cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody needs the simplicity, but I love the way she's pushing the very complicated pieces.
The detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
That's good.
Can we jump into your clothes a little bit? How do you make them? What's the process like? I want to hear it. Everything.
Yep. So it just depends on what the assignment is, you know. If I'm making I've made 750 one-of-a-kind pieces. It's crazy.
Wow.
Like at this point.
Good for you.
That's amazing.
It's always, as much as I can be sustainable, I'll take more than likely a denim jacket and like upcycle it, turn it into a new piece where you would never really like know that came from a thrift store. I like to say I've been able to take trash and like literally make it luxury. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
Alchemy almost.
Yeah, it's so cool. That's really one of my favorite processes. And then if I'm making something from scratch, like I made a custom lambskin leather jumpsuit for Coachella last year.
Wow.
And that was really cool, you know, from scratch pattern, importing the leather, making sure like the colors were right, cutting like the I'm actually about to put the process video out. I'm really behind, but
Okay.
the process was really cool. It was very thorough, like very.
Okay.
I think there was 50 pieces to the pattern.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do you go and find things and gather things for your products?
LA.
Yeah.
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 Unfortunately, we have like no fabric stores anymore.
There's
all
nothing to
shut
get
down.
here.
Like Joanne's gone. Colorado Fabric Store was really cool back in the day.
Okay.
But LA is where I go.
Okay.
Or, you know, just online.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
One of the pieces you just did, was it for DJ Whoo Kid, the Eminem jacket? That was really cool, and it seemed like a landmark moment for you. But what was behind that project, and why was that special?
Yeah, so you know, I've been working with Dro very closely on their like specialty pieces that they give to their ambassador celebrities. And Whoo Kid has been one of those. I've made I think 4 jackets now, maybe 5 for him.
Cool.
Wow, that's
He's so fun to work with.
yeah.
It's really important to me that people that I work with are really cool. And DJ Whoo Kid is so cool.
Oh,
but JB called me and was like, "Hey, Whoo Kid has a jacket he needs to work on you with. Text him." And I'm like, or call him. So I call him, and he's like on his Shade 45 radio show. He's like, "Oh, I'll call you back." Never calls back.
Casual.
Then he comes into town, and I meet him to eat, and he's just like, "I need this Eminem jacket." So I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like, let's come up with the idea." We come up with a little bit of on the spot.
Okay.
And then 2 days later, I got him a mock-up, and it was something we had to produce pretty quickly. He was just like, "It's this special show that Eminem's putting on. Nobody knows about it. There's going to be a ton of people." I'm like, okay. At this point, I don't know if it's going to Eminem or if it's going to Whoo Kid. I don't know who it's going to.
Okay.
So with that being said, I was like, I have to, Whoo Kid's very loud. So he wanted the crystals and all the different stuff like that. And I was thinking like, but if Eminem has this, I don't think he'll wear those. So I try to make it very subtle at the same time, like elevated. And,
quiet luxury.
Yeah, quiet luxury, exactly. So I think we mission complete. And Who Kid said Eminem loved it, so that was really cool.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How does it feel just working with big names like that? And you've worked with a lot of big brands too, just having that moment of like, oh my gosh, yeah, like here I am at the top here.
Yo, it's crazy. I'm always like, okay, 12-year-old Sam is just
freaking out right now.
She's just like, yeah. I just always think of her, you know, or like 4-year-old Sam or whoever.
Yeah, right.
One of those ages.
The young Sam.
Yeah. So it's just cool, you know. These are the brands I grew up like with, and it's like crazy. I'm like, this is my life. Right. A lot of days.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're living the dream.
Living the dream. And it's cool, yeah. I'm really grateful every day.
Do you have any like things or people that inspiration comes from, or different designers that you really like that you look at?
Nah, more than anything, I look at, like, I'm inspired by God's creations, man. I'm so inspired by nature and just going out. Like, I always go outside and just, no matter where I'm at in the world, I can always find something that inspires me, whether it be a leaf or, I don't know, the clouds that day. Like, if I can go on a hike, you know. I was in LA yesterday and I was on a walk and just like admiring the plant life they have there right now is so beautiful. So I get a lot of inspiration from nature. That's pretty much yeah. And I love brands. I don't keep up with what's like, I don't know what just came out. And I don't know what's hot. If I'm being honest with you. I just kind of stick to myself. I've always been that way because I don't want to, you know, no matter how much you try to filter it, your brain gathers things it sees. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to be influenced by things too much. So I just try to like, I don't know, if I see it on Instagram, cool, but I'm not really searching for the latest stuff or designers. But Alexander McQueen is my favorite designer.
Okay.
Yeah, just to put that out there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's good. And I know you do travel a lot. Do you have a favorite city that that really spoke to you, or a place that's like your happy place to go when you need a break? Or
any beach.
Yes.
Any beach.
I love Europe.
Okay.
I'm in love with Europe. I could name a list of places in Europe, but yeah, I get always like, we're about to go on an American tour and I'm excited.
Cool.
Like, been on I think I've been to almost every state in America at this point.
Okay. But
Europe is where I would, like, if I could go anywhere in the world, I would go to Europe. What place? Like, I really loved Prague.
Okay.
I love the UK. Has some really good places. Spain.
Oh.
Yeah. Barcelona. So that's where I would go. Or maybe like Thailand. Just sit on a beach.
Yeah. Just listen
just
to the
anywhere
waves.
is a beach.
Yeah. That's all I need is that's my happy place.
Definitely.
That's funny. What would you say to people who want to start in fashion? What advice would you give them, like, if they wanted to start right now today?
Buy my course.
Right.
And I'm not a salesperson. Like, also, just so you know, every time you buy a course, we're donating one to, it's kind of like a scholarship program. Like, and we're going to be able to like give a course to Boys and Girls Clubs, all types of organizations, plus individual students who like maybe can't afford it. No, but this course I designed like with myself in mind, with, you know, all the kids who've asked me to mentor them in mind. And I'm like, what would I want? You know how like you always give more care when it's like for you or your loved one? That's how I built this course. And so, I mean, I give the cheat codes. I literally am just like, here's everything. Like, from branding to, I lost so much money in starting brand because I didn't know how to do it. And so I just failed till I learned the right ways. So this is what, like, I'm giving you the step-by-step guide. But if you don't want to buy the course, and if you just can't afford it, just DM me because I got you. I don't want this to ever be about money.
That's awesome.
But if you didn't want to buy the course and you're like, hey, like, I'm a hands-on learner, like, go start. If you're interested in being, you know, a sustainable designer, like, go start taking apart garments. If you're interested in cut and sew, start creating mock-ups. Like, start researching and learning the game. Yeah, it's the number one direction.
Yeah. What was like the biggest obstacle you faced in your fashion career so far? That you were like, oh, whoa, I did not expect that to happen, or like you really set back there?
You got some good questions. Because you got all the questions that you just, I'm like, oh, okay, we can talk about that. So that is a good question. And the first thing that comes to mind is how predatory the industry is. Like if I would have known, like I would have never sent my 19-year-old self into Hollywood, you know, like chasing the dream. Like I just didn't know. And so I don't really think it's about how talented you are. And with knowing that, I find so much like validation in who I am, and like I don't need any outside like validation or you know, I have a lot of peace in knowing what the industry is like and what the game's like, and just designing around what I want.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's really good to figure that out before you get too deep in there, because I know it can get crazy in the
you gotta know
Hollywood
who you
area.
are.
Yeah.
It's like
you
the
can't lose
foundation.
yourself in there. Yeah.
And you don't want to find yourself out there either. Trust me.
Sense of freedom, or
It's pretty crazy. But that was a really big surprise to me. But you know, I'm big on protecting women, so I'm like I share you know about that stuff.
Yeah, no, we need to support each other and
Absolutely.
protect each other. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you mentioned you know, just with the sales, and there's a creative side and then an entrepreneurship side, even that I'm learning as a business owner, and I'm like not an entrepreneur, but you have to be, you know? So like, what has that been like for you, just balancing the creative and the business and stepping into the business side when you need to, or how it works for you?
Yeah, man, I'm still trying to learn that balance. I haven't mastered it, if I'm being honest. That's why Carly's here. But, you know, I've looked for people to help me do that part of my business, because I know, like, you know, they tell you, like, if you know your weakness, why would you continue to try to... I understand refining that and trying to build and become better, but you have to sometimes be honest. You have to always be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And I was real honest with myself, and was just like, I'm not good at this part, so I delegate it.
That's
And
the key.
It's
right
okay
there.
to ask for help sometimes, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have to just know when and where. Like, we have, 7, 10 different hats we have to wear as an entrepreneur, so we can't wear them all anyways. So delegate the ones that you really suck at and focus on the ones you're really good at.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we have to do that.
But I have learned a lot of things, and, you know, contracts and marketing and branding, like everything. You have to learn at least somewhat of it, so that you can like know when someone's doing a good job or not.
Yeah. How are you balancing all those hats?
Coffee. Coffee and yoga. I don't really do yoga, but coffee and working out.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah, coffee and working out.
Is that like a stress relief for you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I work a lot.
Yeah.
This is my whole life. And so I'm learning I have to like have healthy outlets, or you always burn out. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
So just learning like things that feel me. My dog.
Oh,
Gotta love the dog.
Yeah.
Special
Love hanging out with him.
Yeah.
So just finding things that feel me, and also learning how to have hobbies. I don't know how to have hobbies.
Yeah.
Except
you're like,
basketball.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little? We talked about it off camera, but can you talk about this shirt behind you here and explain?
Can I grab this shirt? Is from art exhibit I did with Meowwolf, and this is a real mannequin I wrapped in denim.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's like the denim patchwork style that I'm one of the things I'm known for. And then on the back is "You Are a Masterpiece." So the whole point of this, you know, installation was to talk about how beautiful broken pieces can be. That was the whole collection name, is Broken Pieces to Masterpieces.
That's so cool.
And so, you know, going through a lot in my life, like I've learned that like when life breaks you, it's not like a bad thing. You just got to put it back together and become a masterpiece, and, you know, and then help others. So that's what this whole exhibit was about. And I wanted to add something on the back that like, you know, I would be standing in line for coffee and I'll see a message on the back of someone's shirt, and it would just like make my day.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to intentionally do more things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
you
really
never know
cool.
who could see it.
Yeah.
Or need that inspiration or just something nice to say. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I told my dad yesterday, I was like, we need to spread more smiles and like happiness and love in the world, you know?
I know, we do.
However that is for you. Just
Yeah.
do it.
Just do it.
Each person has their way of giving back or
Yep.
Yes.
encouraging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific story that stands out, maybe from that collection or just in general, of someone who was like, wow, you really made my day, or like you inspired me? Or
Yeah, what was really cool about that collaboration was I was able to bring along not a little girl, sorry. She's a student, 18-year-old student who was graduating high school and thinking about going to fashion school. And I had her mom was a represented artist from one of my good friends, Doug. And Doug called me and was like, I really need you to like do this. And I'm like, Doug, I'm like in between like a million things. Like, it's not the best time. And he's like, please. Shout out Doug. Love Doug. So I did it. And Pippa is such a cool girl. Like, it was really cool. So we had, maybe 3-4 months prior to prepping for this exhibit. And just watching her, show up and like take on whatever was required. We built that mannequin together, and then at the end of it, she went off to NYU. So, or a fashion school. Maybe I might butcher that. Sorry, but like she went off to fashion school in New York.
Wow.
So that was really cool to see. Like, yeah, very proud of her, and just watching that full circle.
Yeah. You talk a lot about like helping others and being there for others and trying to inspire others. Why is it so important for you to have that message on people and relay that to people?
That message, or just in general?
Just in general.
Because I wish, man, like I would have been. I wish I had who, like I became who I needed, and like that's that simple. Like, I just always think about like who did I need. Because I got in a lot of trouble, like I mentioned, and I just needed someone, who could, like, tell me things sooner before I had to find out the hard way and mess up and just repeat. At the end of the day, I know that I was just, like, a hurt and broken kid who just didn't know how to, like, get it out and do, like, in a positive way, And so I have so much empathy and love for kids in that state, and maybe come from broken homes. And so I speak in a lot of schools and like just give back as much as possible, because I know how that could have helped my life sooner, and I could have not gotten in a lot of the positions I was in, and then I maybe could have helped like my friends around me, and maybe like my friend would still be here, and things like that I just really care about. So
that's awesome.
I care about like the future. I really care about the future.
And more people need to care about the future.
And it's not so much about like I just care about the future of the world. I care about people. I care about people, and the world is really crazy right now, and like we need more positivity and like hope. And I think purpose saved my life, which was fashion. And so people just need to have purpose. People need to find that and explore what that is for them. And so helping people find that is like just side passion quest project for life.
Amazing. I love it.
And I think what's so neat is you do it through fashion, but you encourage everyone to find their thing. And like,
that's what Infatu stands for. To be so passionate and obsessed with something. Because with that passion, like that obsession, like made me like not go to parties, like it made me stay inside and like sketch things or like study fashion books or like go to the library, So whatever that is for you, find your Infatu,
for sure. So this might be an impossible question, but do you have a favorite piece that you've made?
No.
So it is impossible to answer. No, I can't.
They're all my favorites. I'll just tell you like my first. My first piece was one of my first pieces I gave to Method Man. And that was really cool because he was so like grateful and loved it and like wore it in videos, and it was just this beanie that I like sewed a patch onto, so and it was just so cool how he like loved it and rocked it, because you give celebrities oftentimes a lot of stuff and they don't wear it, you never see it,
right, because they get all the stuff and then like whatever.
So see how hype he was, and then his wife gave me her number and was like, can you make me something? But I was 19 or like 20. I didn't call her.
It's
a problem I have.
On the to-do list.
It's a problem I have. But
I
enjoy all the pieces, and like I think my favorite thing about my pieces is how it makes people feel. Like when they first get it. Or put it on or wear it. What's just seeing that reaction, people wearing your pieces and how much they love it, what does that mean to you? I keep saying that, sorry. But like, I just am like, man, that Coachella fit. Monty was having a really bad day that day. There was a lot of things happening that were very unfortunate, and he was having a bad day. He put that suit on in the trailer, and he went in there as a different person. And he came out like on top of the world and was just so happy. And like, it was his first time putting the suit on. So it was really cool to see that transformation. And I've had people tell me like, they'll wear my jacket. It makes them feel like their armor, you know, for life, facing life. And I'm like, that's the greatest compliment ever.
Yeah.
That's why I do what I do.
That's really cool.
That's so awesome.
That's amazing.
Good.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
Victoria, do you have
thank
anything else you want to
No,
say
I
or
think
add?
we covered a lot. Like, is there anything that you would like to share or make sure we talk about? Or
We do want to make sure you get all your handles, say to the camera, where people can find you, where they can find your website, your course, everything.
Yeah, so it's freshsam.com has everything. And at It's Fresh Sam on all social medias. You can find me. If you want to find my brand, it's at Infatu.
There you go. There
right
it is.
there.
What's next for your brand and your course and anything? What's coming up next?
What's next? Lots of things.
Okay.
It's exciting. Like, it's an exciting time. I feel like there's a lot happening all at once. Well, one thing, I have an art show I have not talked about. It's happening in June.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about it.
2026.
Okay.
I'm not going to say much, but solo art
Keep
show
an eye on that.
by Fresh Sam, you know,
Oh, that's
in Rhino
exciting.
Arts District.
Okay.
So that'll be cool. I'll make sure to, you know, share that flyer with you and share the
Yeah.
announcement on socials. So I'm the creative director of the Far Side, so I'm always working with them and like building out things for them and experiences, you know, merch. So we have some really cool merch coming out. I'm excited about taking, you know, a lot of artists have traditional t-shirts and merch.
Right.
Cool. But one of my favorite things I've been able to do with them is increase like their sales a lot by doing untraditional merch.
Cool.
Okay.
And just serving a different clientele. So that's exciting. Getting back to going to Houston on Thursday.
Okay.
And just we'll be traveling nonstop, you know.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well-
Yeah, you said tour, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
mid-May.
Fun. Okay.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much. Congratulations
you.
on your
Yeah,
success so far. And we'll be
congratulations.
following you. And we can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
All right. This was Kicking It with FanDay Nation. Thank you, Sam and Michaela. We'll see you guys next time.